When I got up, my 11th vertebrae was cracked. It wasn't broken. It wasn't broke completely. It was cracked. It got hit. And every other organ inside my body got hit. You know what I'm saying? The bullet ricocheted in me.
So like, what I want you to do is I want you to pretty much walk me through that day, the day that led up to you getting shot, and what happened that day.
Man, I left Auntie Lori house. When I left Auntie Lori house, I grabbed me two Swiss sweets from the store up the street. I went to my Auntie Sherry house. I sat up there and rolled up, smoked, you know what I'm saying, regular day. Wasn't nothing going on. It was hot in the mug outside. It was super hot. Wasn't nothing going on. I sat back. I called my cousin. I say, you want to smoke this blunt with me? He like, yeah, I'm up the street. I'll be down there in 5 minutes. He like, all right. So I stepped outside. I sat on the porch. I got up. Wasn't no cars on the street or nothing. Nobody's out there in traffic or nothing. It's just a super hot summer day. Like it was 3 days before school. Actually, we had to go back in August, and it was 3 days before school. It was a Monday. I had to go back to school. This happened on Friday. Um,
And this was back in 2002, right?
back in
So how old was you?
2002,
Was you?
I was 14.
Okay, so you chilling on the porch, about to roll up, hot summer day.
And man, when I say no cars on the block, you ain't see not one car. I sat up there and got up, walked to the sidewalk, looked down the street. I didn't see nobody. So I went back and sat on the porch. Next thing you know, car come through there fast as the mug, slowed down. All I see was a dude with a hoodie on, hanging out the window. I ran the duck like this. He shot. The first shot, it was aiming towards the porch where I was sitting at, but it wasn't intended for me. I got up. They just started shooting up the house.
So hold on, the person who you saw with the hoodie, was they the driver?
Nope,
Or
not the driver.
They was in the back seat.
Backseat.
Okay.
Not the driver, backseat. Trying their hardest to shoot up the house. They just wanted to shoot up our house. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what was going on around that time or nothing. And ran so fast that I cut up my left hand. I had glass all in this palm of my hand. This arm was sliced up because it was broken glass on the side of the house and poison ivy trees. I fell in all of that. But when I got back up on my feet, I was out the way. I looked back. He was still shooting. He was shooting in another direction, like towards the driveway of the house, and I'm on the other side of the house.
Right.
I made it to the back of the house, and then I felt the sharp pain. And I say, oh, and I started trying to run even faster, you know what I'm saying? And I grabbed the fence and couldn't bear on the fence, and I'm like, look back, I say, bro, I'm hit. My cousin ran to me. He like, you hit. I'm like, drag me to the back. He drug me to the back of the house. I laid on my back. Laying on my back, man, for a minute, took deep breaths in, slowly, in and out. The people next door, they called the ambulance, and I told them I was gonna be okay, just get an ambulance to me, you know what I'm saying? And
Right.
when I got up, my 11th vertebrae was cracked. It wasn't broken. It wasn't broke completely. It was cracked. It got hit. And every other organ inside my body got hit. You know what I'm saying? The bullet ricocheted in me. So I wasn't bleeding on the outside, I was bleeding inside. And I got up and I'm like, okay, they got me on the gurney. And my back popped and I screamed. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, ah. And they got me there quick as they can. I talked to my grandma the whole time. She was in the ambulance with me. She was talking to me. And they got me there.
Let me ask you before we go any further. So when you laying there on the ground and you on your back, just like you in the backyard at this point, what's going through your mind at that point? Like, do you realize
what I realized at that time, just what I told you. I'm gonna be all right.
So in your mind, so you never had that I'm finna die.
Nope, at all.
You just was like, I'm
all.
hit, but I'm gonna be all right.
Yep, be all
Okay.
right.
Dang. So I couldn't imagine with that. You know what I'm saying? So after you get to the hospital and they start surgery right away, didn't they?
Anesthesiologist just put me under, and surgery got started right away. And I was on a ventilator, and like 6 more other tubes, man, because I was bleeding and losing blood on the inside like crazy, and I ain't even know it. You know what I'm saying? So I sat up there and had to sit on the ventilator, breathing machine for a while, chest tubes, tube in my nose, tube in my stomach, because the bullet ricocheted like that.
Right. Did you ever figure out what, I mean, or they tell you what you actually got shot with?
Nope, they didn't tell me.
Oh, okay.
They didn't tell me.
Because when you say ricochet, you think 22,
Nope.
25, something like that.
Nope.
This is something bigger than that.
Bigger than that.
Yeah.
Bigger than that.
Well, I would think too, because from where the street is and from where the porch is,
Exactly.
and then like the side of that house or whatever, like 22 wouldn't have did all of that or whatever.
Nope. 22, you gonna hit the house and it ain't gonna go far. It's gonna bounce around. It's
Right.
Gonna bounce and then go.
I'm saying from that distance, I don't even think a 22 would have went through the house.
It wouldn't.
It probably went through the glass.
It hit the wall and probably stopped.
Right. Man, that's crazy. So when the doctors come in, like, you know, they fix you up and, you know, they talk to you. When do they tell you that, hey, you're gonna have to actually be in a wheelchair?
Oh, they told me that when I was at Hurley Medical Center in Flint. They told me that you're a T11, you're paralyzed, you're able to have kids, you're not fully paralyzed, you're partially paralyzed. And I just sat there and cried for a minute. Then I woke back up and I thought about it, and I say, all right, I'm gonna sit here for another 2.5 months, do rehabilitation, and come back home. I did that, came back home, man, got right back in the booth. Had to get right back to work. You know what I'm saying? I only the strongest, you know what I'm saying? And that's the real saying, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was never intended for me to get shot. Anybody could have got shot that day.
Right.
But it just so happened the bullet, how it came out the house, when it went in my back, it didn't go in my back and go straight out. It went in my back and then turned.
To start hitting shit.
Yup.
Dang. That's crazy. But you know what though? Like, I gotta commend you for even, like, cause some people would have been like, okay, life's over. You know, I can't do this. Like, you know, the funny thing, the crazy thing is is with him is it ain't nothing to stop. Like, even though, you know, he got shot and he got in a wheelchair or whatever, like, he still do the things he want to do, you know, and that's just a message to a lot of people who going through situations. You know, don't let stuff like that, like, stop you from living.
Stop you at all, man. When I say stop you at all, you gotta be focused, man. When I say strong-minded, strong body, strong soul, don't stop, man.
Well, you know what they say, bro?
Stop.
They say tough times don't last. Tough people do.
That right there.
So, you know, I commend you for doing your thing. And now, you know what I'm saying? Now you're doing the music. You ain't letting none of that stop you. You know what I'm saying?